Hello and welcome to another Lemonade series. I'm Jaquetta and I'm here with Lynne Forrest, creator of the Reality Formula. Today's Lemonade topic is teaching our children tools for happiness. And a lot of times it's not what they think it is or expect it to be or what we even think that it is. I struggle and have struggled with this in my own parenting, wanting to make the world perfect for my children so that they can be happy. And then I realized and found out and learned and discovered that it's not about that, and that doesn't make them happy. In fact, it makes them dependent on you for their happiness, which is actually not serving them very well.
You know, so many of us think that. We really believe, and especially if we're a parent with some means, this can be really rough on us because if we have, then we want our children to have, and we will get into this thing of they're not happy, and so I want to give them things. I want to make them happy as if we can. Two things I want to point out to us when we fall for that kind of thing with a child. First of all, the first thing is that we're teaching that child that we are the ones who are in charge of their well-being. That if they are unhappy, it's our job as the grown-ups in their life, as their parents, their teachers, their grandparents, whoever. It's our job as the adults in their life to make them happy. And so then we start wanting to negotiate that. We start trying to do that. And it just doesn't work well because what we don't realize is, and this is the saddest part of this to me, is I'm watching children buy into an idea that somebody else is in charge of their happiness. And so as adults, they're walking through life, and this is why I like to say that there are no grown-ups out there, because mostly what we have are those 3-year-olds who are now 40 years old and who are still going around saying, this is not fair, and I don't like that, and it's your fault, and you made me mad, and we're still blaming the world for our unhappiness. What we have the opportunity to do instead, and this is the lemonade part. This is how you take lemons of it's not fair and I'm not happy. And you, without sending the message that says, I'm going to fix it for you because it's my job to make you happy, we really begin to use this as an opportunity for the child to realize that they can choose to be happy. The bottom line is, it's like, so can you right now, I'm thinking about another example of this little boy who I watched him with his mom, arguing with his mom, and I could see his mom going, obviously she was saying no, and he was going, couldn't hear what was being said, but I could see it, right? And I'm watching this go back and forth, and I watched him walk away in this position. So I knew he hadn't gotten what he wanted. Yay for mom. She hadn't bought into it. But as he walked by me, I just said, hey, buddy, come tell me what's going on. And he told me that he was mad at his mom because she wouldn't give him what he wanted. And I said, let me just ask you, can you think of anything you can do right now to get her to change her mind? And he went, and he dropped his little head. And it was just like, he could not think of anything. He was like, no, I can't think of anything. And I said, so as far as I can see, that leaves you two options. You can either be miserable about that and make yourself really unhappy and just ruin the rest of your day or however long you need to, and decide that you're just going to make the best of it. You're just going to enjoy your day, whether or not you get what you want. And I said, and I don't have any blame one way or another. I'm not here saying you should choose this or that, because I frankly have chosen to make myself miserable many, many, many times. I know we need to do that in order to really find out where that will take us. Or you can choose the other. But I just wanted you to know you have a choice, that it's really up to you. You can choose A or B, whichever one. Just know that you're choosing it, and that your unhappiness is a choice you're making. Your happiness is a choice you make. And I said, you got that? And he went, yeah. And so I gave him the thumbs up and we went on our way. And it wasn't even a few minutes later before that same little boy had decided to make peace with it. And I heard him whistling and hanging out with his buddies. He had already moved past it because he had chosen to be happy. And this is what I want our children.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, my internet cut out and I could see you moving, but I couldn't hear you. But yes, I think our children, more than anything, want to feel empowered. And this is a way to do it that is healthy, that is, it gives them the choice. You can choose to be unhappy, you can choose to be happy. And, you know, as a mom, when I see my children nowadays, when I see my children happy, I say, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so proud. Yeah. I give them like extra I think that's awesome that you're choosing happiness. I love that your attitude right now is so good. And I want to reward them in little ways that I can for that behavior, because that's what, and they are so proud of themselves.
That's how we reinforce, and that's how we send children out into the world to become adults who are self-responsible, self-accountable, self-initiating, and creative and empowered. Is that because they understand that it's up to them. And, you know, another aspect of that is the whole it's not fair thing. And, you know, as you know, you've heard me say it many times, life is not fair. It has nothing to do with reality. Life has nothing to do with whether or not you're happy, because life is what it is. And it's not really asking my opinion about whether I think it's fair. There's nowhere in nature where you find fairness. The mama bird kicks the babies out at a particular point and they either fly or get eaten. That's reality. That's life. And I'm not saying we do that to our children by any stretch. We're a little different about that, but we do want them to understand. And so the it's not fair argument is just, there's no room for it. When a kid brings that up to me, I just say, you're right. Life is not fair. But you get to choose. You get to choose how to feel right now, and whether or not you want to make peace with the reality of unfairness, or whether you want to make that a problem that you suffer over. And that is really it's up to you. So giving children that choice, and really and if they need to make themselves unhappy, you know, it's like I said, you can do that. Now, if you're making a big scene so that you're disturbing other people's well-being, you know, by throwing things or throwing a temper tantrum or whatever, I may need to remove you from the premises and give you space to go be unhappy over there, where you can do that without impinging on other people's freedom, right? But really, it's just about you experiencing and with open eyes, so that you can very consciously make the choice about where you want to be. So this is the tools we want to hand our children to create a better world, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Kate.
All right, thank you.